So the next round of battle rating changes are finally here, at least for the month of April. And with it comes not too many changes this time, which is kind of a good thing. There hasn't really been too many things that I've noticed in the upper tiers, except for maybe the 292 and the Fox. But outside of that, everything else, at least to me again, has been fairly stable. But welcome back to yet another news and updates video for the channel. Now, as always, before I go ahead and dive into the topic of this entire video, I do have to let you know that everything I'll be talking about is subject to change. And the cool part about that is you are the one who can possibly change this. Now, if you disagree with something, if you like it, you don't like it, go over to the forums, which I'll have linked down below to this page that you're going to be seeing right now, and talk about it. Let them know if you like it or if you don't, or if you want to see more things. Gaijin is pretty open about seeing this kind of stuff. So again, a lot of what I'm going to be talking about is always subject to change until it actually drops in the live game. With that finally out of the way, let's take a look at the actual dev blog. Now, of course, this was posted up by Orson. Am I saying your name right? I hope I am. This is the new planned battle rating changes for April 2024. There's not too much detail down here, which is pretty good. I like things to be very clean and linear. Now, if we click over onto the planned changes, this is where all the magic happens. As you can see by this list, not a whole lot is really changing. I'll go from the top to bottom. I won't go too far in detail about the arcade stuff, as I really don't put too much of a focus on that, at least not on this channel. The L62 is going up to 3.0. The I can't even pronounce those. The 234-2s and the TDs going up to 3.7. ZSU-37 and the Ostwind, interestingly enough, are going down to 3.3. The BTR, as well as the T-34s, all of them actually at around the 3.7 area, are now going up to 4.0, which is a good thing. Also, going back a little bit, switch positions with the Whirlwind for the Ostwind, and the ZSU-37 is going moved to rank 2 and grouped with the ZIS-12. I don't mind foldering things. That makes things a little bit more interesting in my opinion. Moving up, or down the list actually, we have the M42s. All of them are going down to 4.0. That's awesome. The American, the Japanese, and the Chinese. The Boss Vark, at least for arcade, is going up to 5.3. The ZSD63 is going up to 5.0. I guess it kind of makes sense. It wasn't the best thing, at least from what I saw, but it kind of is what it is. And then we have, I'm going to skip the Leopard 4070 going up to 5.7, as I haven't really experienced it. Unfortunately, the M18s, all of them, are going up to 6.0. The M64 included, which was one of the Battle Pass vehicles a couple of seasons ago. I'm going to say it like that. But all the M18s going up to 6.0. If you didn't know, I believe they used to be sitting at 4.7 years ago, and now they sit at 6.0. And then next up, we have the BTR-ZD going up to 6.0. It's kind of a given, I think. The Super Hellcat is going up to 6.7. The M55176, which did not belong at 6.7. I did have a whole video on that. If you guys want to check it out, you're more than welcome to do so. Is going up to 7.0. That was entirely expected. And now this next one, oh boy, I'm sorry, my British mains out there, but you guys are getting... I'm going to say it in my own words. You guys are going to get dicked on pretty hard right now, okay? The Fox is going up from 7.0 to 7.7, and it's moved from rank 4 to rank 5. You know what? I played this thing. It was a ton of fun. I understand it, but damn, from 7.0 to 7.7, I thought 7.3. All right, not 7.7. Oh man, it was fun while it lasted. I might make a video on it with the changes, but we'll see more about that. The BMP-1s, ZBD-86, and the German BMP-1 are all going up to 8.0, as well as the IKV-91. Really? To 8.0? What? You know what? Okay, all right. I like the damn thing, but damn, Gaijin is just... Whew, laser rangefinder at that BR was probably a little bit too broken. And then moving down the list a little bit more, the AMX 30 DCA is finally going up to 8.7. That thing is absolutely disgusting. I hate fighting against it. Radar SPA at that low BR, whew, it made life pretty miserable for Kaz, but I guess that's probably a good thing. In arcade, the LVK 9040C is going up to 10.0. The Roland 1 is going down to 9.7. I'm telling you right now, the Roland sucks. The only time I've ever been able to be hit by that damn thing was when I was playing in my Tornado, and that was just this morning on stream. So that was a lot of fun. It's still not gonna help it too much, but maybe it will, maybe it won't. I'll have to look more into it. And then of course we have the Strela in arcade, at least going up to 10.3, just in arcade. Yeah, it's kind of a given, I think. And up next, we have, of course, Aviation. Now, please understand, this is not my strong suit on this channel, nor even in War Thunder as a whole, but I am going to be covering this in detail because I found this to be very interesting. All of the MiG-15s are going down in battle rating from 8.7 to 8.3, including the Sabres, the CL, so on and so forth. And what's more interesting is the MiG-15 Bis-ish, which is one of my favorite aircraft, and it's a nice premium, is going down to 8.0. Did you know that thing has a ballistic comp? Yeah, not a lot of people knew that, at least from what I could tell anyways. And then we have, of course, the Sabres going down to 8.3, which is very interesting. The CL-13 going down to 8.3, which is also pretty fun. And most of the MiG-17s going down to 8.7. I don't see the I don't see the Russian, I think the Cuban MiG-17 with IR guided missiles. And then moving down this list a little bit more, we have the Q-5A going up to 9.3. The thing was kind of mean. I didn't really experience it too much, but when I did see it, it was in the hands of good people and they knew exactly what they were doing. Moving down just a little bit more, we have the Mirage 3C going down from 10.3 to 10.0, and the AMX, which this was entirely needed in my opinion, from 10.0 or 10.3 to 10.7. That thing with 2 AIM-9Ls and what, 6, I think, GBUs and a thermal pod was broken. I loved it, but it was absolutely broken. And then we have the AJS-37 going down to 10.7 from 11.0. That's pretty neat. And then scrolling down just a little bit more, we have the MiG-23 and 21s and Su-22 and the F1 all getting some changes too. All of these are now getting R60M's stock. Yeah, added the ability to use 2 times R60M without researching any modifications, which is very nice. It should help you guys out up there with the stock grind. I don't really play much up there, so I can't really tell you. Su-22 is getting the MK. And then the F1 is remove the ability to use AIM-9B, added the ability to use 2 AIM-9Es without researching any modifications. So yeah, so you guys are getting stock better missiles to make your life a lot easier. And then we have Fleet. I won't go too far into detail about this because Fleet is most certainly not my area of expertise to any degree. I will say this though, the Prince Eugen and the Hipper going down from 6.0 to 5.7 is kind of interesting. I actually enjoy playing those when I do play naval, although I do abuse the Scharnhorst and the Kronstadt quite a bit. Unless I run into Napalm, he knows how to HE me really well, and it's annoying as hell, but he's so good. It's scary. And that's really it for when it comes to the official changes. Now, Gaijin is missing a couple of things, at least in my opinion they are, okay? One is the simulator battle changes. I get it, I don't play sim anymore, but there's usually always some sort of change, although the game mode isn't nearly as popular as it should be. I understand Gaijin not giving too much attention to it, but what they do need to fix is some things I've been reading in the comments part of the Planet Battle Rating Changes blog. And the first one being is the 292. I'm sorry, that thing needs to go up to 10.3. It does not need to see any 10.0s because it's broken as hell. I fear that thing even in top tier. Now, don't get me wrong, I abuse it too. I love it, I really do, but I understand it needs to go up. And the T80UD, it is a T80U at 10.0. It's nuts how good that thing is. Sure, no reverse rate, I get it, no thermal sights, but everything else, you have top tier armor more or less at 10.0, which is kind of a yikes. And one thing that I did read that I very much agree with is the changes to some of the reload rates for Chinese top tier vehicles. 7.1 seconds of reload is not ideal. I mean, I'm sure it's realistic, but if you put it on par with the T80U or the T80 BVM, it would make them a very competitive platform, because right now the ZTZs, they kind of struggle a little bit. Decent firepower, great mobility, but kind of poor performance overall when it comes to its general firepower. And I understand there might be a couple of things that I am missing, but really, when it comes to my high tier, top tier experience, there's not a whole lot of changes that I see that need to be done. everything feels pretty balanced for the most part, except for the Americans at top tier. But honestly, that's really it. Now, I'm very curious on what you think as a player, what needs to be changed. And instead of just dropping a comment, which I'd ask if you could do that, I'd love to see it myself, go over to the forums, let them know what you think, add in your points, give them your information, and hopefully it goes through. And if it does go through, do me a favor, would you let me know down in the comments, like put in the info and take credit for it. I'll give it to you on the next video, assuming, or at least not the next one, but on a future video, should they actually do it. Cool? Sound good? Yeah. But that's all I got for you guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this. I hope you did enjoy this sort of talking head, but just news and updates video. And I will see you not only in the next video or even those live streams here on YouTube and Twitch, but also in the games themselves. And as always, I'll see you next time.